So I've been thinking about language, using language, trying to get to the root of what's going on. I've been trying to understand my own thoughts, make sense of my own sentences, and I've broke it down. It's basically about nouns and verbs, things and events, ideas and processes, knowledge and knowing. And it seems like everything that we describe about the world around us, because we use language to do so, also appears as nouns and verbs, as places and things and beings and people, creatures, and as activities, as behaviors, as moralities, as organizations and systems. Which one is real? I mean, they both interact with one another. And in biology, nouns and verbs come out as DNA and morphology, or metabolism, or autopoiesis. The genes are the underlying structure, the code, and the morphology is the unfolding, the process, the growth, the organization. Neither is anything without the other. And often in biology we think of the DNA, individual genes, as the discrete entities which in and of themselves contain all the information necessary for the entire unfolding of the organism. But the composition of these molecules is not the same as their organization. A heap of carbon and hydrogen and oxygen is not alive. It's alive when it takes on the particular kind of emergence or organization or relation between other molecules that self-produces into life. Organisms are not the same as rocks. It also comes out in physics. We talk of nouns as the particles, the atoms, and verbs as the wave probabilities, the wave function. And we haven't resolved this duality in physics yet. There are competing theories. The actual resolution of this theory is the bridging of the gap between human experience and reality as measured. That's the gap we're trying to bridge. We experience particles, but because our experience continues, because it's ongoing, the particles behave like waves. They spread out from any given point in time, any given time slice, into almost an infinite amount of possibilities. We can, because the quantum scale is so tiny, on the macro scale, use statistics in a very statistics will give us a lot of correct predictions, and we can use them to accurately understand to a certain degree what's going to happen in the future. But there is no ultimate way to be certain. Not only because of the physical nature of quantum reality, but because on the macro scale, when manifest as biological organisms, the same relationship between noun and verb applies. The gene is not the organism, and the organism is not the gene. Genes and organisms are required, and the genes play a very important role. They stabilize the development, but they don't create it. They just give it a rudder. The actual development is far more dynamic and unpredictable and adaptable than the genetic code itself, than the dead crystalline molecules. So it all comes down to nouns and verbs. Things and events. Objects and subjects. What do you think about that?